Grand rising to all my investors stuff out there, man. Thank y'all for tuning into another show of that Entrepreneurial Conversations for a Monday today. So thank y'all for tuning in once again. So today, Toolbox Topic that we're going to be talking about for episode number 5 is you are not a consumer. So once again, is you are not a consumer. So we basically taking you from a consumer mindset to an entrepreneur mindset and what have you. So it's very important when you decide to become an entrepreneur, you have to make that transition over to that type of mindset in order for you to be successful entrepreneur or be successful within the field of entrepreneurship. But other than that, guys, before we jump into the topic, you know what time it is. If you are watching this playback on a YouTube channel, make sure you hit that subscribe button. Make sure you hit that notification bell so you can be notified when a new episode drops. And also hit on that like button so the algorithm know this is a real pod show, guys. And also, if you are listening to this playback show on our Spotify channel, make sure you hit that follow button so you can be notified when a new episode drops on Spotify. And also not to forget, make your way over to investflagship.com. That's investflagship.com right now. Sign up on our email list so you can get exclusive access to anything that is dropped on Invest website, any discount, any new product. You'll be the first to get it and what have you. So that's very special. And you know what time it is, guys. It's time for our segment we call Spotlight News. So our spotlight news for today comes once again from entrepreneur.com. That's entrepreneur.com. You can also find them on Instagram. Definitely, they have a lot of posts and what have you that have articles, quotes and what have you. So it's something that you can look at or gain some information from, what have you. You can follow them on Instagram, and that's entrepreneur.com, what have you. So today topic that we're gonna have for the spotlight news is really not an article, but it's more of a question that I got off the post because it's something of an important question. So they pose a question as a post on a Instagram page or what have you, and the question is, do you think mentorship is critical for aspiring entrepreneurs? Right, let me read that once again, just in case you didn't understand or hear it. The question was, do you think mentorship is critical for aspiring entrepreneurs? And like I said, a lot of times, if you listen to the playback of these shows, I always mention mentorship because mentorship is something that's very important, especially if it's something that you're doing, especially if this is your first time being an entrepreneur. This is your first rodeo at being an entrepreneur. You might need a mentor to help guide you in the right direction because you don't want to go down the road heading down the wrong direction. Then you find out, hold on, wait a minute, I'm going the wrong way, right? You want to be able to find a mentorship early and be able to, because what it is, the most important thing about a mentor is a mentor going to show you how to build your business the right way. They're going to show you different ways that you can go about being successful, giving you tips, giving you tools, giving you things that's going to make you a successful entrepreneur, showing you the bumps in the roads to miss and what have you, right? Giving you the information that you need to be able to become a better entrepreneur. See, a mentor is going to help you along the way as you're building your business, showing you things that you can do, helping you with your website, doing things that's going to be more on the positive side of things, affecting you in the right way, where it's going to help you become the entrepreneur that you're looking to become and what have you, right? So that's one critical thing about having a mentor. So like I tell many people, if you can afford a mentor, get a mentor because it's going to be one of the best investments. I'm not just saying going out there and get any mentor, but get a mentor that's successful at being an entrepreneur. A mentor that does have the results to back up their work or what they talking about and what have you. So you definitely want to get a mentor. If you can afford a mentor or you can find somebody that's willing to give you mentorship, take advantage of it. Especially, like I said, if they are successful and they know what they're doing, they know what they are talking about. It's very important to get you someone that can help you avoid any bumps in the road, any setbacks, anything that's going to hinder you, right? So that's what is so important to have a mentor. So it is something that's very critical, especially like I said, get you a mentor, guys. Get you a mentor. But that is the segment for today for our Spotlight News. And you know what time it is, guys. We're going to take a quick commercial break, and we'll be right back with the segment called Quote Me on That, where I read you a quote, then I explain to you what the quote means. But other than that, man, make sure y'all tap back into the entrepreneurial conversations, what have you. Yep. Welcome back to the Entrepreneurial Conversations. Thank y'all for tapping back in with me and what have you. Like I said, today, Toolbox Topic we're going to be talking about is you are not a consumer. So before we jump into the topic, you know what time it is. That segment called Quote Me on That, where I read you a quote and I explain to you what the quote means. So today, quote for all my go-getters out there, people betting on themselves, people chasing their dreams, their goals, investing in themselves and what have you. Today, quote is for you. So today quote is small wins are building blocks to completing big goals. So let me read that one more time just in case you didn't hear it or understand it. Today quote is small wins are building blocks to completing big goals. And exactly what the quote said. When it comes to completing your goals, there's a lot of times, you know, we make big goals for ourselves. We plan big goals for ourselves, but sometimes you need to break it down in small pieces in order for you to complete that goal. Sometimes we like to get it to where we want to swing for the home run, steady trying to get on base first, then eventually getting to home base, right? Working our way up to a big win. And a lot of times we need to break down our goals in small portions, and we need as you complete each portion, next thing you know, you completed the whole goal, right? Instead of you trying to complete the big goal all in once, it's a lot more easier for you to break it down, order for you to complete it, right? Small wins, when you continue to get small wins, it's going to lead to bigger goals, completing bigger goals, getting bigger wins and what have you. So that's why it's so important for you, especially as an entrepreneur, break your tasks down in small pieces so you can be able to complete it. It makes it a lot more easier than it continue to motivate you. Each task that you knock out, piece of a task that you knock out, you're going to want to knock out another piece. It's going to keep you motivated, going to keep you dry, it's going to keep you focused. You're going to be driven to knock out each and every goal that you set forward to do, right, as an entrepreneur. So that's why it's so important, man, to understand small wins leads to completing big goals and what have you. So that is the quote for today. That is the segment we call Quote Me on That. And you know what time it is, guys. It's time for that Toolbox Topic, guys. Once again, Toolbox Topic for today we're going to be talking about is you are not a consumer, because it's very important to understand that you are not a consumer. See, when you coming from a space of being a consumer, you within that mindset, right? Only thing you can think about is things that satisfies you, your wants and your needs and what have you, right? So that's way different than having an entrepreneur mindset, because when you have an entrepreneur mindset, guys, you are more or less thinking of creating ideas that's going to benefit people, right? You're going to create ideas that people feel like they can benefit from, idea that people will like and what have you and gravitate towards. See, when you operate in a consumer mindset, it's all about you. It's all about your needs. It's all about your wants, satisfying yourself and what have you. Is you're not going to really think about your customer. You're not going to really thinking about creating something that's going to help others and what have you. It's more or less about you when you're a consumer, right? Feeling when you seeking products, you seeking services, it's all about filling your needs and your desires and what have you. But today we're going to be talking about ways you can go about changing your consumer mindset into an entrepreneur mindset and what have you, because it's very important to understand that. So the first thing that you can do to help you succeed at making that transition from consumer to an entrepreneurial mindset and what have you, the first thing you have to do is you have to own your ideas, right? That's very, you got to take ownership. It's very important for you to take ownership into your ideas. And you got to understand, when you take ownership of your ideas, you're going to make sure that your ideas is put in the right direction where it can be successful, where it can grow. And when you creating ideas, you more or less creating ideas with the customer in mind, right? I'm creating something that people can benefit off of. I'm creating something that people are asking for. I'm creating something that people want to see and what have you, right? Rather than me creating an idea that's solely what I think is going to be successful, creating an idea that solely makes me happy. No, you're going to create an idea that customers can benefit from and what have you, right? So that's something that's very important to do, is taking ownership of your ideas. And that's very important to understand that, because a lot of times, when you don't take ownership of your ideas, right, your ideas can get placed anywhere. Your idea is going to be all over the place. Your ideas is not going to be successful. Your ideas is going to die by the wayside and what have you. So you ask yourself, okay, how can I take ownership of my ideas? First thing you can do when taking ownership of your ideas, you got to believe in yourself. That's the first thing. Believing in yourself goes a long way, because when you believe in your yourself, that means you have confidence. You value whatever you do as an entrepreneur, right? And when you can have confidence in yourself, once you start believing in yourself, that means your ideas going to have value behind it and what have you, because you're going to create something from a standpoint where the customer is really going to gravitate towards, because this is something that you really put your creativity towards, right? You really tapped into your creativity for this idea, right? Because now you have the customer in mind. You know what you want to do. You know what kind of idea that you want to create and what have you, right? Because that's one of the key things. You have to believe in yourself. You got to believe in you got to have confidence. You got to believe in your abilities to be able to produce ideas that people really going to love, right? You're going to produce ideas that people going to really benefit from. So that's very important. Another thing when taking ownership of your ideas is you want to take responsibilities, right? You're going to take responsibility. That's really, and when you take responsibilities, you just basically acknowledging your ideas, right? You're acknowledging the ideas of yours and what have you, right? And you're going to be responsible for the success of the idea and what have you. And that means a whole lot. When you take responsibility of your idea, you're going to make sure that it's getting everything that it needs to be able to grow, right? You are taking responsible of anything that goes wrong with this idea, any success of this idea. You are taking full responsibility of it and what have you. Another thing when you're taking responsibility of your idea is you're going to commit to your vision, right? And this is something that's very important, right? When you commit to your vision, you're not going to let fear or doubt set in, right? Because you are committed. You see this. You see that this is going to be successful. You see the direction that it's heading towards, right? When you committed to the vision of it, this is definitely going to help your creativity. Like I said in the last episode, your vision is your creativity lenses is your vision, because behind your creativity, this is what you are visioning, right? Of how your idea going to shape out and what have you. It's very important to understand that you got to commit to your vision, because you're going to be willing. Once you commit to the vision, you're going to put in the hard work. You're going to make sure this vision come into fruition. You're going to work hard. You're going to be dedicated, and you're going to make sure this turn into reality rather than it just stays an idea and what have you, right? Another thing is when you take ownership of your ideas and what have you, right? You're going to make sure you're going to seek feedback. And that's very important, especially if you already have a small community of people. You're going to seek feedback through your community. You're going to seek feedback through your peers within your circle, your family member, your friends, and what have you. You're going to seek feedback because that's one of the one major things. You just don't want to put something out there and hopefully somebody buy it. You want to make sure it's something that people really want. So you're going to make sure you're going to create an idea. You're going to put it out there. You're going to see the response from people, right? And people, if people like it, this is going to be something that okay, this is going to be something people can benefit off of. Now, I know I have a direction to go in. Now, what I need to do now, I need to commit to the vision. I need to stay focused. I need to be dedicated to making sure this turns into reality because this is something that people really, really want, right? So when you taking ownership of your ideas, this is a critical step of developing when it comes to having developing an entrepreneurial mindset. You definitely got to take ownership of your ideas and what have you. So that's very important to do, guys. Very important to do. And another thing is when you are making that transition to entrepreneurial mindset is you want to be able to constantly seek opportunities for growth. And that's very important to do. When you are seeking opportunities for growth and what have you, you're going to make sure that's when we go back to what the article that I read to you, the question at the beginning of the show. A mentor. You're going to seek a mentor out for growth. You're going to seek a peer that can coach you through your first phase of being an entrepreneur or what have you. You're going to seek out different little people. People got their own little courses and what have you. So you want to seek out a course that's legit, something that's really going to help you and set you up for success as an entrepreneur. So you're going to go through to different seminars, different events and what have you. So you're going to constantly seek out growth because now you're in a phase where you are trying to change your mindset, right? You can't change your mindset unless you put in the work and you do the things that's going to set you up to help you grow and what have you, right? Because if if you're not growing as an entrepreneur, your ideas are not going to come to fruition, right? Because like I said multiple times, everything goes hand to hand. You got to have a balance, right? As you becoming a better entrepreneur, your business grow, right? As you continue to grow, your business is going to grow. Your business is not going to grow or your mindset it's not going to change if you're not changing far as being a better entrepreneur and what have you. And that's very important. You definitely want to make sure that you are seeking out growth, right? And that's very important to do. And another thing is when you are changing your mindset from a consumer mindset to an entrepreneur mindset is you're going to create products that benefits the people, right? And that's very important. Like I just said, this is something that's very critical because now you got to understand, okay, when I'm creating product for potential customers or what have you, I cannot think like a consumer. It's not about my wants. It's not about my needs. It's not about my desires, right? I have to create something from a standpoint where people can benefit from this. People feel like, okay, this is something I really need. I feel good about this. When people buy your product, they feel good. It makes them feel great because they feel like they invested in something that they can benefit from long term or what have you. And that's how you can get reoccurring customers because they understand and they trust your products. They know what it does for them. And that's why it's very important to understand when you are creating products, don't create products in the mind of you, oh, this is what I like. This is what I want to see. No, you creating products from a standpoint of, okay, this is what the customers want. This is what the people need. This is the take what you get from feedback. Okay, this is what they looking for from me. This is what they need. This is what is missing and what have you, right? So some things when you creating products that benefit people, you got to make sure you identify the problem first. That's one of the major important things. Okay, what is the problem? What is the challenges that people are facing? What is missing within the market that I am, or the industry that I am in as an entrepreneur, right? What are people looking for? What are people really wanting out here, right? So once you get that data and you understand the product that people are looking for and what they want and what is missing, now the idea is identified, right? So now it's time for you to what? Develop a solution, right? So you're going to develop a solution to the problem. You're going to brainstorm a little bit. You're going to develop a solution that's going to address the idea, going to address the solution that's going to address the problem and what have you. So this is the point where all the data that you have, everything that you have in front of you, this is going to help you create the solution that you need. This is going to help, and the solution is the product. So you're going to be able to create a product that people really going to love. You're going to know what ingredients people are looking to have inside it. It's basically, okay, what are they looking for? What are they missing? You know what I'm saying? What kind of ingredients that they want within this product, right? So this is going to help you develop a solution, right? So this is something that's very important, especially when you're creating a product that's going to benefit the people and what have you. Then another thing is, when you creating a product for people, is it going to add value to people's, and that's the thing about it. When you creating product for people, potential customer, what value does it add to their everyday life, right? You want to create something that's definitely they can benefit off of, but it's going to be something that adds value to people, right? And that's very important, right? So adding value, what I say, adding value, identify the problem, develop a solution, what have you, add value to your product, adding value to the customer and what have you, right? Another thing on my list is you want to focus on the user experience. What are the people experience of using your product? Because that's can very much help you when it comes to develop another idea to go along with the one that you already have, right? So what are the people experience? What is the feedback on that? Because now this is something that can help you redefine and improve your product too, right? What were the people experience? What was missing? What they like, what they didn't like, and what have you. This is what helps you improve your product, right? Make it even better. Add something that's missing, right? So this is something that's very important. You want to focus on the user experience. That's why, you can reach out through emails. You can reach out with text messages. Hey, have you been enjoying your product? Hey, has the product worked for you? However you want to shape your email up, but your follow-up email, you definitely want to follow up so you can see this is what's going to help you. So next time when you get some more stock in, or you can relaunch it as upgraded item or what have you, however you want to do it, is up to you as an entrepreneur. But these are just some things that will help you make that transition from a consumer mindset into an entrepreneur mindset, because it's very important to understand these things is important. Taking ownership of your ideas, right? You definitely want to make sure you are continuing growing, right? Creating opportunities for your growth. And that's very important as an entrepreneur, and also creating products that's going to benefit the people. These are things that's very important when you are coming from having a consumer mindset to an entrepreneur mindset, because it's time for you to think like an entrepreneur, right? Time for you to put your thinking cap on. It's time for you to, now you got to think of it in a way, it's not about me no more. It's about the customer. It's about the people that's going to come to my site and shop with me. How can they benefit from me? How can I add value to their life? what product can I create to be a benefit within them, something that they're going to need within their life and what have you. So it's very important to understand that, guys, you are not a consumer. So once you enter into the field of entrepreneurship and you become an entrepreneur, you are not a consumer. So you got to stop thinking like a consumer. So if you're an entrepreneur out there and you still thinking like a consumer and what have you, please tap into this episode. If you know an entrepreneur out there that's thinking like a consumer, please tell them to tap into this episode right here, because you got to understand this is going to be a problem for you to be able to move forward if you are thinking like a consumer, because you're not going to be able to create products that's going to be effective towards any going to be effective what at all, because these are ideas that you created solely of that fills your needs, your that you desire and what have you, not what fills the void within your customers and what have you, but fills the void within you and what have you. So you got to understand, guys, you are not a consumer, you are an entrepreneur. But other than that, man, thank y'all for tuning in to another show of that entrepreneurial conversation, what have you. Once again, make sure you hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell, hit on that like button, and also make your way over to investflagship.com right now. Get on the emailing list and what have you. And we'll be right back here next Monday with another episode, what have you. And also, I'm working on a show, a weekly show, probably every Wednesday, what have you, called Entrepreneurial Pulse and what have you. So I don't know when I'm going to drop that, when we're going to start doing production on that. It's called Entrepreneurial Pulse, where I'm just going to be bringing you random things that's going on within a field of entrepreneurship. You know, just a basic conversation that we can have, something you can come to, get some information from, advice from, what have you. So this is different from this show. This show, Entrepreneur Conversation, is solely about one topic, where Entrepreneurial Pulse is going to be about random topics. It's going to be within 10 minutes or what have you, nothing long, some quick, straight to the point. So I would let you know when that's going to be in production, when the first episode going to drop. I'm trying to shoot for probably early July or mid-July on the first episode, what have you. So once we start the production on the episodes on that, you will definitely be notified, and we definitely keep you up to date. But other than that, man, thank y'all. Thank y'all for tapping into Entrepreneurial Conversation, man. Make sure you make your way over. You don't want to miss out when the site drop. You can get your Invest shirt and get your Invest hat to go with it and what have you. But other than that, man, thank y'all for tapping into Entrepreneurial Conversation. Yep.